Good morning. My name is Helen Foss, and I am today's worship associate. On behalf of First Unitarian Church of Wilmington, Delaware, I welcome you to our online worship service. We are a welcoming congregation. Welcome, whoever you are, no matter the hue of your skin or the origin of your ethnicity, no matter wherever you are on your spiritual journey or whomever you love, you are welcome here. It is good to be together on this special day. Here we are on this last day of Passover with its commemoration of the Hebrews' liberation from Egyptian slavery, and on Easter Sunday with the Christian resurrection story, all at this springtime of rebirth, hope, and possibilities. If you are new to First Unitarian, I encourage you to check out our website, firstuuwilm.org, to learn more about us and to sign up for our email newsletter. Our worship leader this morning is Unitarian Universalist minister Reverend Tracey Robinson Harris, our temporary minister, while Reverend Pam is away caring for her parents. This Passover Easter Sunday, Reverend Tracey will be reflecting on the idea of resurrection as something one could practice and what that might look like. It's a tantalizing idea, she suggests, to let go, to create space, to let something new in, perhaps something each of us can take away. And now, let us prepare our hearts and minds for worship. Our call to worship words this morning are from Elizabeth M. Strong. Out of the earth rises light, rises life, rises spring. May we join with the miracle that is springtime and enter into life with lightness and joy. Out of the Spirit rises faith, rises hope, rises love. May we join with the miracle that is Easter time and enter into life with hope and love. Let us resurrect with spring. Let us resurrect with the Spirit and enter into renewed life as we gather into our time of worship together this Easter morning. Today we have sad news in the life of this congregation. On Sunday, March 28th, longtime member Gail Shepard died due to complications of Alzheimer's disease in Ocala, Florida. Her daughter Rebecca was with her. Gail was predeceased by her husband David, her parents, and 4 of her brothers. She is survived by her sister and brother and her 3 children, 4 grandsons, 10 nieces and nephews, and a host of great-nieces and great-nephews. A joint memorial service for Gail and David Shepard will be held in October 2021 at the Northfield Mount Hernon School in Mount Hernon, Massachusetts. We light our chalice in remembrance of Gail. Her daughter Rebecca and 2 sons, Paul and Mark, are in our thoughts. Please join me in affirming our mission. First Unitarian Church of Wilmington is a beloved community that nourishes minds and spirits, fights injustice, and transforms the world through loving action.
On this Sunday, this is our prayer, with thanks to the Reverend Kathleen Rowlands. Spirit of life, we gather this Easter morning to rejoice in the ongoing rhythm of life within and around us. We are reminded today of our inner beauty, a deep reflection of the image of your creative power. Yet for all the beauty that lives in us, lives among us, we doubt its realization. We roll stones across entrances. We build fences instead of gates. We close our fists instead of open our arms. Spirit of resurrection, remind us this day of the power of hope to triumph over fear, the power of love to prevail over the horrors of hate, the potential for peace to be victorious over hostility. Spirit of love, we hold in our prayers those who face uncertainty. May they find solid ground. We hold in our prayers those who face illness. May their path be toward greater well-being. We hold in our prayers those who struggle with loss. May they find support and a way forward. We hold in our prayers those who have endured violence, those who seek safety. May they soon find the peace and security they seek. We hold all these beloveds in our prayers, in our words, and in our actions, that love and justice may prevail. It is there that we will find our deepest joy. So may it be. Amen. Now let us share moments of silence together. I invite you now to speak the names of those whom you hold close and dear this morning. Speak them aloud wherever you are if you wish to do so. Write them in the chat to share them with the rest of this gathered community. Hold their names. Hold them close in heart and in mind. May all those beloveds, all of them, come to know healing, come to know peace in this day and in days to come.
Letting go with love, letting peace flow into your heart, letting calm rest upon your soul, letting go with love.
Happy Easter, everyone. It's great to be with you today. The theme at church this month is becoming. When we think about becoming, we often think first of growing, of becoming more and more. But becoming isn't just about expanding and adding. Much of the time, it requires some letting go so we can let in the new. Here's an Easter basket with balloons and some golden tickets. I bet you didn't get anything like this in your Easter basket. We're going to use these things in the Easter basket to help us think about becoming. We are using the balloons for letting go and using the tickets for letting in. Here are some examples of letting go of something in order to let something else in. A caterpillar needs to let go of crawling and munching on leaves in order to let in the transformation into a chrysalis hanging on a branch. The chrysalis needs to let go of stillness and being folded up in order to let in the transformation into a butterfly with wings. A quarterback needs to let go of being the star of the show and throwing touchdowns in order to let in the running back getting the ball and being the one to score the touchdowns for the team. An ice skater needs to let go of the fear of falling in order to let in the gravity-defying triple axel. And since this weekend is also the weekend when our Christian friends celebrate Easter, we will use the frame of letting go and letting in to explore that old story anew. In the story of Easter in the New Testament of the Christian Bible, Jesus had to let go of living a normal life as a carpenter's son in order to let in the skills and wisdom to become a religious leader. He had to let go of speaking in the countryside where people loved him, to go to the seat of government in Jerusalem in order to let in his message and speak truth to power. Jesus had to let go of hoping he might avoid a trial and sentence in order to let in the will of the Spirit of life and love. His death let in the possibility that he would become remembered for his message. Jesus' followers had to let go of Jesus as a teacher among them in order to let in the determination to become teachers themselves. Sometimes, in order to grow, we have to let go of the balloon in order to let in something new. We might just let it float away, or we might pop it for a sudden letting go. Now there is space in our hands, and in it appears a ticket to something new. What might become of this?
Letting go, letting go with love, letting peace flow into your heart, letting calm rest upon your soul, letting go with love.
The reading is an excerpt from a poem by Wendell Berry entitled Manifesto, the Mad Farmer Liberation Front. So, friends, every day do something that won't compute. Love the Lord, love the world, work for nothing. Take all that you have and be poor. Love someone who does not deserve it. Give your approval to all you cannot understand. Praise ignorance, for what we have not encountered, we have not destroyed. Ask the questions that have no answers. Say that your main crop is the forest that you did not plant, that you will not live to harvest. Listen to carrion. Put your ear close and hear the faint chattering of songs that are to come. Laugh. Laughter is immeasurable. Be joyful, though you have considered all the facts. Practice resurrection. To all who celebrate this holiest day in the Christian tradition, Happy Easter. As I listened to the story Catherine shared about letting go and letting in, I imagined holding on to that balloon string, watching the balloon sail high in the sky, and I imagined letting it go, letting that string loose from my hand. And I tried to feel that space that was created there. That space where something new can appear. The manifesto from the Mad Farmer Liberation Front suggests some of the ways that that space might be filled, suggests some new things that can appear. Things like love the world, love someone who does not deserve it, ask questions that have no answers, say that your main crop is the forest that you did not plant, that you will not live to harvest. Be joyful, though you have considered all the facts. It's a good list. And then come to the end of it, we are told what the list means, what it's actually asking of us, what it's suggesting, why those things in that list matter. Practice resurrection. The manifesto's last two words are not simply the last items on the list. Those two words are the heart of it. Practice resurrection. Have you done that? What would you add to that list? I remember once when the fire in our apartment building was finally out, it was safe to go in and see the losses and gather a few belongings. When I went in, I grabbed my dance shoes and fled to the dance floor the next day. And years later, when too many losses in too short a time left me lost and in grief, I remembered that earlier time. And once again, grabbed my dance shoes and fled to the dance floor. If you'd been there, if you'd been with me, you would have said I was dancing waltz or I was dancing tango. And if you'd asked me, I'd have told you, don't be fooled by appearances. I'm practicing resurrection. Unitarian Universalist minister, the Reverend Peter Fleck, says this: we have learned resurrection can take place any day of the week, in any week of the year, at any place in the universe. This newness is available to all of us. Nothing can disqualify us. Something new can appear. Newness is available to all of us. Nothing can disqualify us. Now, I will confess that sometimes on some days, it seems like there just isn't enough time available to practice all the resurrection this planet could use right now. And still we practice. We do what we can. We put a sign in the sanctuary that proclaims Black Lives Matter. We honor the worth and dignity of transgender people. We remind ourselves and folks all over this country that every vote, their vote, our vote counts. We share our offering with organizations that are doing all kinds of good in the world. Whatever it is, when we do what we can to create a little more justice, a little more respect, a little more hope in this world, when we practice, something changes. Something in us and something between us. Right then, right there, right now, we practice resurrection and something changes. Something new appears. Now here's one more story of Easter. In the ancient Church of the Resurrection in Jerusalem, near a shrine called the Chapel of the Tomb and the Resurrection of Jesus, a processional banner was hung. On it were the words of the traditional Easter greeting in the Eastern Christian tradition. The words, "Christ is risen." And along with that greeting, there was an image of the resurrection, an unusual one, in that Jesus was not alone. In that image, Jesus is depicted reaching out toward others, depicted as bringing others along with him. In concluding the story of his first encounter with this surprising image from Eastern Christianity, theologian and historian John Dominic Crossan said simply this: finally, equal opportunity resurrection. Something new can appear. Nothing can disqualify us. Practice resurrection. I wonder, what have you let go of? I wonder what new has appeared in your life. I wonder, what are you doing that doesn't compute? I wonder, how is it that you are practicing resurrection?
O day of light and gladness, of prophecy and song, what thoughts within us waken, what hallowed memories throng. The soul's horizon widens, past, present, future blend, and rises on our vision the life that has no end. Earth feels the season's joyance from mountain range strange to see. The tides of life are flowing, fresh, manifold, and free. In valley and on upland, by forest pathways dim, all nature lifts in chorus the resurrection hymn. O dawn of life eternal, to thee our hearts upraise. The Easter song of gladness, the Passover of praise. Thine are the many mansions, the dead die not to thee, who fillest from thy fullness and in eternity.
Today's stewardship moment is a simultaneous appeal or report on our annual pledge drive, while also encouraging you to consider contributing to our weekly plate offering. I've been around First U for a while. It might be 53 years this month, good grief, and I love this church. We raised our 2 children here whose lives were deeply touched by their experiences and who now are active in their own respective UU churches. Robert and I still find deep meaning here in our worship services, our small groups, our choir, and the many friends we have made. We are so grateful for this, our church home. And so grateful to those many of you who have made your pledge for this coming fiscal year. Every pledge is greatly appreciated. As of this past Wednesday, March 31st, we had a total of 121 pledges for a total of $334,559. 68% of our pledge goal. Our board and staff are now entering the process of building our budget for the next year, and we'll need to hear from you so that we have an accurate estimate of income for next year. I served 2 different terms on the board and president once, so I know how important this is. This week and next, we will have a few volunteers reaching out by phone or email to people who we've not yet heard from to have pledged for next year. I have done that too. Perhaps I've called on you one of those years. In the meantime, if you are ready, you can follow the steps to register your pledge. You can use the paper form that was mailed to you early in March. You can go online to find a pledge form through the link in the e-news or on the website, or easier yet, you can call the church office and ask to speak to Chrissy or Marina, who will be happy to take your pledge over the phone. It's 302-478-2834 during church business hours, Monday through Friday, 9 to 3. Don't forget to think about your payment plan, too, and let us know what that is. A check, cash, stock transfer? Please, if we've not yet heard from you, please reach out. One of these ways, we really need your pledge of support as we move forward. Now, however, during this stewardship moment, I also offer you the opportunity to contribute to our weekly plate offering. Stewardship, the job of taking care of something. It's what our grounds committee did recently to refresh our plantings around the church. Thank you. It's what our board is doing to plan our next year's budget. It's what you can do to contribute a check to help us with our ongoing expenses. On the side of your screen, you can see there are 3 ways to make that contribution. Mail a check to the church, go online to firstuuwilm.org, or use the Give Plus app on your smartphone. All will work, and all will be appreciated. Now please join me in dedicating our offering. To the work of this congregation, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action, we dedicate our lives and these our offerings.
Kindred, we now meet to worship, reaching out the screen of home. Though we dwell in isolation, we don't have to be alone. Worshiping beyond our buildings, our connections known as real. Though we cannot meet in person, covenant unites us still. Siblings share a song of gladness, lifting spirits, spreading cheer, so that in these days of sadness we won't be consumed by fear. In this time of mass confusion, sickness, loss, and overwhelm, let's encourage one another, hands not joined but hearts ahead. Friends, be gentle with each other, there's so much we're going through. May this be a time of healing, holding space for breathing too. Bodies, minds, and hearts are weary, anguish is the aching soul, but we know with perseverance, broken hearts can be made whole.
Our closing words from the Reverend Mark Bellatini. Go in peace. Live simply at home in yourself. Be just in your word, just in your deed. Remember the depth of your own compassion. Do not forget your power in the days of your powerlessness. Do not desire to be wealthier than your peers and never stint your hand of charity. Practice forbearance in all you do. Speak the truth or speak not. Take care of your body. Be good to it. It is a good gift. Crave peace for all peoples in this world, beginning with yourselves. And go as you go with the dream of that peace set firm in your heart.
We extinguish our chalice this morning with words from Maddie Cefantis. We extinguish this flame, but we keep its light in our hearts with its message of love and justice, taking it outside these walls to the world we live in until we are together again.